today.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. Auto repair with personal care. We know what we're talking about. Matt Gibbs and the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. We'll treat you right.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Matt Gibbs is in the studio. Matt is the host of this show called Auto Repair with Personal Care. He's the owner of Sunrise Automotive and the owner of Crossroad Auto Sales. And I'll be going over to Matt to get my car looked at so that I can feel comfortable driving to Daytona next Wednesday and Palm Beach next Thursday. How about that? How about 2 road trips in the state of Florida? Good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Good, Larry. How are you?
Good. Yeah, it makes sense to have you check it out.
Yeah.
If you say no, it won't work, then I'll say, okay, I guess I got to find another way. Do you have a little Sebring maybe I could rent? So how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, there was some automobile news this morning, I guess because Seinfeld sold, 17 cars for $22 million or something. He auctioned them off. They were all Porsches except for 2 Volkswagens, I said, right? I don't want to read it, but anyway. Have you ever done that? Have you ever been part of an auction where the cars were so unbelievably expensive?
I've been involved in it. A good friend of mine bought a car collection from a museum.
Really?
Yeah.
You must have a rich friend.
Yes.
So, and he bought a whole collection?
Well, he bought half of the collection. And
he wanted your input on the mechanical part of it?
Well, no. He's pretty good at buying what he wants to buy. My role in it was transporting the cars, getting the cars here. And then we kind of go through them. And I had to hire a guy. We had to buy $1.5 million insurance policy before he would transport them.
Just to transport them?
Just to transport them.
Wow. So the insurance is huge on those. So the one car, whatever we read, the several $1 million car, well, I guess they were all several $1 million. But so the insurance correlates to the value that you pay for the car?
Yes.
Really? So if you're rich, you have to be rich. You have to be rich if you're rich.
That's right. And you have to, when you dabble in those high dollar cars, you have to be pretty well to do to dabble in those high dollar cars.
Yeah, and I almost forgot what I gave you. Yeah, so that story generated, I guess, interest in people saying, well, I want to start getting into the car collecting business. And so now there are articles of, well, if you're a beginner, here's where you can start, because you can't start where Jerry Seinfeld started because obviously he was already rich from the...
Well, you could if you had the money to... And Jay Leno, too. You know, if you had Jay Leno's money or Seinfeld's money, then you could step up to the plate.
You know what you need to get into is broadcasting, because that's how they made their money. Well, wait a minute. We are in broadcasting.
Yeah.
We're doing something wrong.
I bought some little tins, some old tins at a garage sale Saturday.
Are they decorative?
Well, I like some of that old stuff, you know, when you come to Sunrise.
I know you do. Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I got some old Gulf signs. And
you do. And you know which one? I don't know if you ever knew this. I took a picture of the hood ornament.
Oh, the Oldsmobile rocket?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
And I posted it on Instagram, I think it was, and then shared it with Twitter and Facebook. Because when I see that hood ornament there, it's like, gosh, we need them. Hood ornaments were cool. What happened to them? How come we don't have them? Could I put a hood ornament on my car?
Oh, yeah.
It's not too droopy because it curves down.
Buddy, if you got a drill and some screws, we can put whatever you want to.
So you like? I mean, I looked up hood ornaments after seeing yours, and I mean, I was recognizing some from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't, I didn't know that I knew cars, but I guess somewhere embedded in me, I knew some of them.
Right. I have there was a local dealer in town that he demolished his old business and then built a new one. And he told me, he says, you can come by and look through he had a back room. And in the back room, he'd been in business at that time for like 30 years. He had a bunch of just stuff. And so I went over there before they demolished the building, and I found this box. And in this box are a bunch of emblems. The old Chevy Nova 2 emblems, Mustang emblems.
Oh, really?
Old Cadillac emblem, from way back, probably in the 60s.
So he just popped them off of cars before
Well,
they
they were
junked them?
brand new. And it was like
oh.
maybe he got in a car that had a broke emblem and ordered a set of them. And then he had extra.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So
So did you buy some?
now he gave them to me.
Oh, he gave them to you?
Yeah, I still got quite a few of them. And they're brand new. And I've had people come by, they heard that I have them, and I let them look at them, but I won't sell them.
Tell me about the emblems a little bit. The Subaru emblem is the one I want to ask you about. That's the star, the constellation or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that real? I mean, is that really the way it looks? And what about the Audi? I mean, did that start from a guy's belly button or something? How come it's called an Audi?
I don't know. That's a good question. I never sat down and contemplated why they call it an Audi.
Do you have an Audi? No.
An Audi?
I have an
Maybe
Innie.
it's an Audi.
Oh, it's
Audi.
pronounced Audi?
It's like tomato, brother. You say tomato, I say tomato. Jaguar. Jaguar's not really Jaguar.
So how many cars do you have to have before you consider a car collector?
One.
Well, then I'm a car collector.
Well, is it a classic car, an antique car, a muscle car, or is it just a car?
10 years old. Is it classic yet?
No.
How long before it becomes a classic?
I think it's 25 years, then it becomes a classic.
See,
or over 25 becomes an antique.
I've had them, but just
You just
still
don't
have
have
them.
them. I have a 63 convertible Vet that the buddy of mine that bought the car collection in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
He bought a 63 convertible Corvette we're servicing up for him right now. And he bought a 2004 Dodge Viper truck with 10,000 miles. That truck is stupid fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as stupid fast?
This is stupid fast.
So even you don't like how fast it goes?
Oh, no, I like how fast
Oh, you
it
do
goes.
like it? Well,
yeah.
Why would you say it's stupid fast?
It's just crazy. It's crazy that truck has that much power. It's a 10-cylinder with the Viper motor. It's pretty cool. With 10,000 miles on it. That's what he does.
So today, I know you don't like talking about these self-driving cars, but today they are talking about it in Congress. Did you know this?
No.
Today, a Senate Commerce Committee hearing will be listening to folks from Google, as well as General Motors and Lyft, L-Y-F-T. Isn't that like an Uber thing?
I have.
And
Yes, I think it
and
is.
Delphi Automotive, they're all expected to weigh in as Congress looks to develop a national strategy for new technology which promises to disrupt insurance, infrastructure, and employment as it evolves. The infrastructure part of that is very interesting because it's almost like, it sounds like they're saying that our legislators aren't really going to be comfortable with self-driving cars until we have roads that are built for self-driving cars. In other words, like a slot car track or something. I mean, they wouldn't have a slot, but the road itself would be kind of interfacing, I guess, with the car.
Huh. How do you even respond to something like that? I mean, how do you, with all the stuff that's going on in the government right now, especially today,
right.
And we got to have this committees and subcommittees. And,
I wonder what it means, though.
I don't know. And you can't let these companies do this on their own. The government has to get involved. Here's an interesting thing. When you were thinking about that, the roads, I was working on a Volvo. This is Thursday or Friday last week. And in this Volvo, right by the outside mirrors, okay, where the trim is
Right.
to cover the mirror from the inside of the door panel, there was a little clear window, and it said bus. And I was looking at it. I just wanted
2 S's or 1 S?
one S.
Okay.
Just bus.
Oh, God, I'm sorry.
And when I took it out for a test drive, and I was going by Howard Middle School, and the flashing light was on.
Right.
And as soon as I got up to that flashing light, the little lights on inside the car started flashing
Whoa.
to tell you it was in the school zone.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. All right, we'll take a break and be right back. If you have a question or you just want to chat with Matt, hey, chat with Matt. 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For Tuesday, a mix of sun and clouds. The high 82 at the coast, 88 inland. Tuesday night will be partly cloudy early, and areas of low clouds and fog late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Low Tuesday night 60 to 64. Later Wednesday, partly sunny, high 84 to 88. Thursday, warm with clouds and some sun, high 80 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs. And all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
WWWWOCA, WWWWOCA.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock. Matt Gibbs is here talking about cars. If you want to talk cars, go ahead and call 622-9622. We'd love to have you on the show. It doesn't have to be a question. You can just contribute to this conversation. We're kind of looking at this idea. I don't think it's a favorite topic of yours, though, Matt, is these self-driving cars.
Nah,
No.
it's not. I don't think it'll go over real well.
But there is a car-related thing on the vote today, that 1 cent sales tax in Marin County. Part of that is to fix the roads, right?
Yeah.
That 1 cent sales tax?
Yeah.
Part of it. Did you vote yet today? I'm not going to ask what you voted.
No, I haven't voted yet.
But you're going to vote.
I'm going to vote. Yes, we're going to make it a big deal because it's Joey's first year that he.
First year to vote. That's cool.
So
yeah,
we're going to go vote and take him out to dinner and celebrate today. it's like a holiday.
It is the most anticlimactic vote of all, with two things on the whole ballot.
Yeah.
Is he registered with a party? Again, I'm not going to ask you which party, because you don't have to be in a party to vote today, because you have that sales tax thing, which is not partisan.
Right. Well, he is part of a party,
mm-hmm.
and he told me he has a strategy.
Uh-huh.
So, and I didn't get into it with him about it. I think I know what he's going to do.
Do you and your wife agree politically?
Well,
not always.
Not always, and this year it's kind of, we don't argue about it,
Mm-hmm.
But I explain my perspective, and she explains her perspective, and then, but at the end of the day, I tell her, vote what your heart says to vote. Vote how you feel that you should vote.
Have you, speaking of politics and how it relates to cars, or at least to driving cars, have you ever heard of the towns? And I think there might be one in Europe. I don't think there's any in this country where they did away with all traffic laws. No stop signs, no stoplights, no speed limits. Have you ever heard of those towns?
Mm-mm.
And they have no wrecks, because everybody stops at every corner. Everybody drives real carefully. Have you ever heard of these places?
Well, I can understand that. That's like in Tennessee. You know, that's an open carry state. So if you can carry your weapon openly,
So they have fewer shootings.
Yeah, fewer rapes, fewer violence crimes. You know, it's.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. This is a safety question. One of our listeners posted on Facebook that she was driving on a rather hardly traveled road. It's the road to the Humane Society, and 3 young guys stood in front of her car. So she stopped, and they were pointing to her tire as if to indicate she had a flat tire. She knew she didn't. She kept her doors locked, kept moving forward, and they got out of the way, and that's all there was to it. Clearly could have been up to no good. Clearly could have been ready to hijack her or carjack her or whatever. There is nothing in the car itself other than the car, because you showed us how easy it is to break a window. Even the window doesn't protect you.
No.
Especially when you know that little trick.
Right.
That you showed us. But we don't want to share that because they might be listening.
But yeah, you know, and that's the road that's the Humane Society is on, that back. That
Yeah,
back road.
yeah. You know, it's hardly used.
I can see where something like that could happen back there.
Yeah.
So if it's running good, blow the horn and tell them to get out.
Call 911. Hey, these guys won't let me through.
That's scary.
That is scary, especially for a lady by herself.
Yeah, because my mom works at the Humane Society.
Does she really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, your mom will know this lady then.
This was a worker at the
Yeah,
Humane
or a
Society?
volunteer. I don't know what she does if she works,
or
but
a
she's there all the
volunteer.
time.
Yeah,
I
she
didn't
was
know
a
your mother worked there, so I must know your mom.
My mom her name is Lillian. She's a real tall lady.
Did you ever see I think there's a painting there of a dog that I painted. Did you ever see the painting of the? Oh gosh, it's a white dog. It has 3 legs. I remember they asked me to paint the dog, and then I was looking at the article in the Star Banner about the dog, and it said the right front was missing, and I said, "Oh no, I put the wrong missing leg." But I was right. They were wrong. They had it right. I mean, I had it right.
I didn't, but next time I go there all the time. So.
It's a white dog. I think they called it Phoenix. Was the name of the dog? I think.
No, but next time I go, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look at Larry's picture of his 3-legged dog.
All right, let's talk about cars. Self-driving car evangelists are heading to Congress today. Congress is going to make some decisions, I guess, about these self-driving cars. The way it sounds to me is it's about money. It's about what to spend on the infrastructure, what to spend on or what to allow for insurance purposes. Right?
Isn't it always about the money?
Always is. That's what government jobs are about. Making money decisions.
It just makes no sense.
So I'm taking a short road trip. Rob and I we have a gig in Daytona next Wednesday, which is just Daytona, and then a gig in Palm Beach the day after.
Okay.
So we'll be putting on 500 miles maybe in 2 days. So I'll come to you.
You going to take your car?
Yeah.
And so we got to get it.
That's why I bought it.
Road trip ready.
Road trip ready. Short. That's considered a small road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still.
You don't want to be on the road and. So what do you do if I come in and ask you to make sure I'm road trip ready?
You just tell them we want a trip check.
Just do that.
Yep.
And
do you need an oil change?
Yeah.
Yeah, oil change and a trip check.
Okay, just do that. Okay.
And then they'll just
make an appointment for that.
They'll open both their eyes when they.
When they what?
They'll have both their eyes open when they service it.
So I'll bring it in. I'll leave it there in the morning.
Okay.
That way I don't have to worry about bringing it to you and you say, dude. Because I felt so bad that day. I came like 4 minutes to 5 or something like that.
Yeah, that's not a good time. Right now, we can't even get a car in the shop. The big garage door that in the front there.
Yeah.
It broke this morning.
No way.
Yeah. So the
do you know somebody who can fix it?
Yeah, they're out there fixing it now. I climbed up there in the ladder and everything this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That door is big. That door is heavy.
I bet it is. I bet it is heavy. So how long has it been since it broke?
Last night.
No, I mean, like, since you got it. How long did it last before it broke?
I've had a couple issues in 20 years, but...
20 years?
Yep.
Well, you can't complain about that.
No. Can't complain. It don't do no good to complain. But it's funny, because everybody needs stuff fixed all the time.
Right. And you too.
And even me. Even me.
How's your wife's car? How many cars do you have? You and your wife between the family?
Well, my wife has a car.
How many cars parked in your yard or in your
3
property?
cars.
3 cars.
Joey has a car, and then I take a car from the dealership, but it's always the same car. I've been driving the same car for a year and a half from the dealership, but it actually belongs to the dealership.
Did you see Shaquille O'Neal bought his son a car? He bought him a Jeep and a Ferrari.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. The Jeep is for him to use right now. The Ferrari stays in the garage until he gets his first All-A report card.
Oh, wow.
If he gets straight A's at any given point between now and the time he turns 18, then he gets the car.
He gets the car.
If he turns 18 and never gets it, then he gets the car anyway.
I've actually seen a few of Shaq's cars at the auction.
Did you?
Yeah.
So he's a car collector?
All them guys.
But see, his son is 6'10", and he was on one of the talk shows, and whoever the host was said, "Can he fit into the car?" I says, "Yeah, we had it specially made."
Yeah, I saw an it was a Navigator, Lincoln Navigator, that was done for Shaquille O'Neal, and you got in the driver's side in the back door.
Oh,
you
really?
had to open the back door to get into the driver's side.
Oh no! Could you reach the pedals?
Well, you can. The seat moved a long ways in that.
Oh,
car.
it did.
Yeah, so you could.
So wait a minute. Doesn't they have to have long arms then too to reach the steering wheel?
Yeah.
Does he?
He does. Yeah.
I mean, his arms are that long to reach the steering wheel from the back seat.
Well, it's not the back seat. They just modified it to where it was a lot more comfortable. They put those Lamborghini doors on the front doors.
Right.
And then the back doors were just regular doors. So, but it had about 80,000 miles on that vehicle, and the opening bid at the auction started at $150,000. It had all Superman interior,
because
Superman grill, because
gotcha.
that was his
Right.
deal back then.
Right.
And but it was actually a pretty unique looking car. Stereo, probably a $20,000 stereo system in this car.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy.
I think I'll ever have that experience. I like listening to my radio though. Mine's fine.
I like listening to my radio. I put me a special radio in there so I can keep my cell phone charged.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's got a
It's got a USB port.
Oh, okay. Like that Sebring had.
Yes.
That Sebring had one.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. That's the part I like the best about that little car.
Was the stereo?
But you know what I saw the other day? I did see a Jeep, and I said, that's really the car I want right there. I just want a Jeep. I don't want to be the old guy with a convertible, like a sexy convertible, because I'm not out to pick up chicks. But I think I'll get a big old dog or something, and get a Jeep, and then maybe a cooler filled with something, and just drive.
Well, Larry, you just need to get. So you're talking about like a Jeep Wrangler?
Like a Jeep with the big knobby tires, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound?
Those are fun.
That's what I should do.
That's not on this list of 10 most affordable collector cars for beginners.
Oh, tell me about the list. What did you agree with the list?
Yeah, I see.
The 10 most affordable cars for beginners to collect.
Now, folks, you got to understand that on the cover of this, it says the top 10 affordable collector cars for beginners, and it shows a Ferrari.
So that one doesn't count.
It shows a whole showroom full of Ferraris and old Jags. And so no, I'm going to say we're going to scratch the cover.
Okay.
But then you turn the page over, and
then it makes sense.
64 through 73 Mustang.
Yeah.
79 through 81 Camaro. 72 through 78 Datsun Z car. 89 through 91 Porsche 944.
Oh, that's an expensive one.
Yeah.
No?
BMW 3 Series. There's your jewel. 67 through 79 Chevrolet C10 pickups. 62 through 80 MGs. 88 through 89 Toyota MR2 Supercharged.
So these are normal guy cars.
Yeah. 66 through 67 Dodge Charger. And then this is my favorite of all of them. The 1970 through 72, 69 through 73 Ford LTD.
There you go.
Woo! There's your collector.
Go to Matt. He knows cars. He'll fix yours. He'll sell you one if you need one. And your number is?
My number is 352-690-1993.
All right, we'll be right back. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Larry.
In today's primaries.
Hialeah, Florida is the largest concentration of Cuban Americans in the state, so this could be a strong showing in this pocket of Florida for Rubio. He traversed the state.